So, I got my first Apple product. Wait, I should try to sound excited. Okay. I got my first Apple product. Yeah, no. First time. So I've always been a hardcore Windows user. And since smartphones came out, I was an Android user, always have been. But the thing is, I kind of became a deliberate non-Apple user. I could throw out a bunch of reasons why I didn't and don't like Apple, or why I didn't give in to the popularity of iPhones and cute phone cases, but it'd be a waste of time. So all you need to know is that for the first 30 years of my life, I never owned an Apple device, not even an iPod. And then one day, that changed. When I graduated college in 2013, my family gifted me the original Microsoft Surface Pro. At that time, it was brand new. It was a huge deal to have a full PC in the form of a tablet that addressed the needs of photographers and illustrators. As time went on, I upgraded my photography gear, and I found myself resorting to using my phone to edit images because my Surface Pro and even my PC at the time couldn't really handle the full raw images. So then I went ahead and purchased the Microsoft Surface Pro 6, the base model of it. At that time I wasn't filming videos and I assumed that the new Surface would be able to handle my images just fine, but after a couple months of heavier use, I realized it was still a drag to edit images on, and it started to stunt my creativity. I didn't really want to create work because editing it would be such a hassle. Then my brother replaced my old PC right around when I started Hijabs and Aprons, and I started using it for all of my photography and video work. Consequently, I barely used my Surface Pro 6 at all and never picked it up. And when COVID hit, I used my Surface even less because I didn't need to go anywhere. It just made sense to walk over to the next room to use my PC. But fast forward to the beginning of this year, I found myself wanting to reach for my laptop, the Surface Pro 6, to edit photos and videos in my room or downstairs. I wanted to keep working, but wanted a change of environment. And being forcibly stuck at my PC desk for simple edits was uncomfortable. I wanted to be able to comfortably edit from my bedroom or my couch downstairs or the kitchen, like wherever. And especially when I start traveling again in the future, God willing, I can't lug my PC around, obviously. So I made a list of things I needed and wanted in a laptop. Here's what I wanted to use the new laptop for: Lightroom and Photoshop editing, occasional video editing in Premiere. I wanted it to have a reliable or easy to calibrate screen. And then, of course, for basic functions like browsing and watching TV. And then lastly, I wanted it to be durable and last me a long time. And then I also wanted the laptop to be lightweight and also look slim and chic because I'm a designer and that's my thing. For some reason, I started looking up YouTube reviews of the new MacBooks with the M1 chip. Remember, I wasn't and am not an Apple fangirl in the least. Another laptop I was really considering was the Surface laptop with the Intel chip. I think there's a Ryzen one too. And the more reviews I watched for the new M1 MacBooks, the more I considered getting one. Just to clarify, I don't have any issues with Mac OS or using it. I used it a lot at my old jobs and I don't have any problem using it now. Keep in mind my needs and wants for a new laptop. This laptop needed to be reliable and durable. I won't lie, I was eager to get a new laptop sooner than later. So could I have found a Windows laptop that would perform the same as the M1 MacBooks for the same price? Maybe, but my mission wasn't to find the best Windows laptop for me. Okay, this is already a long video, but long story short, I decided to get a new MacBook with the M1 chip. First, I compared the M1 MacBook Air to the M1 MacBook Pro. The specs looked extremely similar on paper. For my needs, I decided I didn't need the fan that comes with the MacBook Pro, and I also didn't want the touch bar. The little Apple hater in me felt it was a little too froofy and unnecessary for me. When I first started looking at YouTube reviews for the M1 MacBooks, I kept hearing the base model for the MacBook Air was performing incredibly well for photo and video editing. So I had thought maybe to save money and just go with that model, the base model. But by the time I had decided that I would get a MacBook, some news came out regarding overuse of the SSDs in the new M1 MacBooks due to swap memory. So after doing some reading and consulting with my brother, I figured that if the swap memory even is an issue, 16 gigabytes of RAM would help. Because I want this laptop to last me a long time, I didn't want to worry about storage like I have with my past laptops. So I went with the 512 gigabyte storage option. And as for the GPU, I went with 8 cores because frankly, I've never heard of 7 cores and I didn't understand the difference between 7 and 8 in terms of practical real life performance, so I went with 8. So far I've been using it daily for writing and browsing, and as far as my photo and video content, I've only tested Lightroom, Photoshop, and Premiere Rush for one short form video that was 1080p, I believe. I wanted to choose a laptop that would be slightly overkill for my current needs so that it would stand the test of time. I'm not just talking about durability. Just because I'm home 90% of the time now doesn't mean I won't travel in the future and need a portable, powerful editing machine. So there you have it. I got my first Apple product, and I'm happy to report that I have no regrets. If you have any questions, let me know down below or message me on Instagram, and I'd be happy to answer as best as I can. And if there's anything you want to see in a future video, especially regarding any of my tech, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, I think that's enough promotion of an Apple product to last me a lifetime. So, bye!